Today, what I'd like to explore with you in the 30 minutes or so that I have to talk with you are three things. One is to talk about ways that the culture has changed for girls since we were teens. Two is I want to be a translator for you of some of what I would say are the more toxic messages about success that girls are getting. Because I think it's very important that we as advocates for girls, as educators, as teachers, as parents, that we learn how to talk back to some of those messages so that we can shield them from those messages. And finally, what are the skills that you both need, meaning you both parent and girl need, to help her redefine success in some healthy ways? So let's start off with a couple of changes that have occurred since I was younger. Although I kind of want to start with even an earlier change, and meaning something that's been around for a long time. And I'm going to ask the members of the audience to do a brief exercise. I promise there won't be anything else after this. You can be totally just hanging out. But if you could sit as you would imagine a typical guy sits in his chair. Like, how do you... Okay, so everybody, for those of you live streaming, everybody's like man spreading right now. Okay, everyone's like spreading out. And then how do you think a typical girl sits in her chair? There's no more laughing, just if you can't hear. The typical girl posture, everyone is starting to contract. Everyone's sitting up straight, crossing their legs, looking like they're being watched. And yeah, you guys were totally man spreading during the man thing. And I love that activity because I think it illustrates what people would call gender norms, some of the unwritten rules that girls and guys grow up with about how you're supposed to act. And what I also like about that activity, and it's a great one to do with your own family, is it allows us to think not just about the space that guys might be given to take up with their bodies, but also with their voices and their opinions and their appetites. Because when I ask you to sit like a girl, everyone suddenly gets smaller. And so there are also messages that girls get about the permission they should be taking up or not taking up, the space that they should be taking up or not taking up with their voices and their opinions. And why does this matter? Well, it matters because in addition to this pressure that girls get not to take up too much space, we have also said to girls, hey, guess what? You can go do and be anything. So we've said to girls, like, would you like to go now be an engineer? Fantastic. Would you like to go work at Google and study cognitive science and, do robotics? Absolutely awesome. What we haven't done is we haven't said to them, but you don't have to worry about being liked anymore. You don't have to worry about pleasing others anymore. You don't have to worry about having that perfect bikini body anymore. What psychologists call what girls are facing right now is role overload, which basically means too many roles for one person to play. Role overload is linked to a lot of stress, as you can imagine. You may be surprised or not to learn that adolescent girls get the least sleep of any group of youth. And I honestly think that this is in part due to the expectation that you not just be smart, but you also better get 1 like per minute on Instagram. God help you if you don't.